Section 2. Simple Solutions. Now, I would like to start by emphasizing that I would never say not to try any solution you think might help. Only that I would caution that many of the simple solutions could be less effective than they appear. In fact, they might be a trap to lead well-meaning people into complacency and allow the antiquated system to continue. What I mean by that is I feel many people, myself included, might find a handful of these solutions easy to accomplish and then feel like they have done their part. In doing so, we fail to continue moving further, or, worse, grow complacent and fall back into old habits. So, if you are not working on any solutions, or are only doing a few, do not feel bad. Only recognize that hearing this is just one step, and it is likely time for you to take another step forward. Now that being said, what are some of the simple solutions proposed that I do support? One of the most common is to shop locally. This I obviously do support and try to adhere to myself as much as possible. But it becomes harder and harder as more small businesses close due to large corporations underselling them. On top of that, some businesses that appear to be local have been bought out by larger corporations, so you think you're doing good when you're still feeding the same beasts. This leads to the main simple solution that I stress most people should be practicing more, and that is to do your research. If nothing else, my main goal here is to encourage thinking and help you find the questions that will lead you to the answers you are seeking. For if you do not research the information yourself and simply accept what others tell you, there is no telling just how misinformed you truly can become. Even if you truly trust the source, you cannot be sure if they were misinformed or misled before they relayed the information to you. Similar to this would be to read your labels. If you are concerned about the GMO monopoly that Monsanto and other such companies are inflicting on our food supply, then avoid GMO-labeled products, though this will only reduce, not eliminate, your consumption of GMOs. Also, several health concerns can be addressed by paying attention to what is being put into your food. Personally, I do not consume anything that contains high fructose corn syrup or any other artificial sweetener at this point. If it does not say cane sugar, then at least sugar is my sweetener of choice. There are so many other things to avoid in your ingredients list, and I think it was a comedian who I heard it from first that said, "If you cannot pronounce it, you should not be eating it." This is also where you can usually find the location the food was produced to try to keep things as local as possible, at least in your own country, as well as where you can look for different causes you support, like plant-based plastics or humanely raised meats. I believe this is a very important solution to focus on, because as far as I can tell, the way you spend your dollar has a far greater effect on our system than the way you vote during elections. Finally, self-evaluation. Find the time to periodically step back and look at your day-to-day routine, looking for the most wasteful or harmful practice you are still performing and find a way to improve it. This includes examining your trash. If you are throwing away things that can be reused, throwing away things that can be recycled, or are you throwing away things that you can eliminate from your future purchases? For example, If you are using Ziploc bags for leftovers, you can try reusable Tupperware. Or, if like myself, you don't like plastic, find reusable glass jars or other glass containers. Also, you can often purchase meat straight from the deli wrapped in butcher's paper, rather than grabbing the pre-packaged styrofoam and plastic wrapped meats from the shelves. Many options are available. You just have to look for them. I should also mention the simplest of solutions is non-participation. If there's something you do not agree with or believe is not functioning properly, do not contribute to it if possible, or at least interact with it as little as possible. I know this is easier said than done, but it is also one of the most powerful actions you can make. Ironically being taking no action at all. Of course, there are numerous other solutions you can find, some of them not as simple as others, that I may address later. These are just a few of the more helpful ones in my personal opinion. Remember, it's not all or nothing. As long as you are making an effort to improve your life, then every little bit helps. You should never feel bad comparing your efforts to another's, for you do not know what means they have had access to that has allowed them to achieve these feats.